Hi guys, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to be I just realized something that there's only a day before the Premier League actually starts this season. So I'm going to do a Premier League prediction like right now because the Premier League's literally going to start tomorrow. And I know this is 24-25, but I mean 25-26, okay? This is 25-26, not 24-25, okay? So yeah, so this will be the final one I have. I won't change it after this since there's a day before the Premier League. So anyways, let's get started. Well, let's get the relegation teams first. I think Burnley are gonna finish. I think all three teams that go up will go right back down. So uh, Burnley will be last place. Probably get humiliated. I know I know Sunderland low-key kind of been cooking. Like they have what Shaka, they have Reinaldo, they also have Adingra. However, I still think they're gonna finish 19th. And then I think the team that's gonna do the best in the Premier League out of all the three relegated teams would be Leeds, as they have a lot of physical players. They have like a lot of physical players. So yeah, then like who should be 17th? I'm trying to think. I think out of all the teams, I think Brentford are the most likely to finish 17th, and Wolves finish 16th. As Brentford, they don't really have a lot of good players. I mean, they have Kelleher and they have Jordan Henderson, two Liverpool guys. However, like they have a very inexperienced manager. Lisa, I think, is on the brink of leaving, and also they still have Lisa technically. They still technically have Lisa, but Lisa is like basically on the brink of leaving, and Wummels already left, and Norgard left. Plus, they lost Thomas Frank to Tottenham, and they have a pretty inexperienced manager, so that's why. And Wolves, like like Wolves, they're in a similar situation. However, I have a feeling that they're gonna like slightly better in the Premier League than Brentford. I know they lost like Matthias Cunha, however, and I know they lost like Ain't Nori and a lot of other key players. However, like I don't know why, I just have a gut feeling they do better in the Prem than Brentford. And then in 15th place, I think West Ham will finish here. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna cook under Graham Potter personally. I really don't think they're gonna cook under Graham Potter. They don't really have they didn't have like the best transfer. Like they were on the brink of signing John from Botafogo. However, I think that one's been canceled now. That one's failed, and yeah, I don't think they've signed a lot of high key players so far. And then in 14th place, I'd like to say Everton because Everton, a lot of people are tipping them to go pretty high. However, I think they're gonna get some good results. They're gonna get some good results under David Moyes. However, I think that they're gonna be pretty inconsistent. I think they're gonna be like the Marcus Rashford of clubs in the Premier League. They're gonna be quite inconsistent. So yeah, and then in 13th place, I will have Bournemouth. They lost Dean Huijsen, and they've also lost, I think Zabarni left. I'm just going to double check that. Yeah, he left as well. And they just haven't been like their best. They kind of dropped off at the end of around like the last third of last season. So yeah, after a pretty good last season. So yeah, I think they're gonna finish. Personally, I think they're gonna finish 13th there, and then in 12th, and then yeah, in 12th I will have Crystal Palace. They'll finish mid-table, and yeah, I'll have Crystal Palace finish in 12th. Like, they're not gonna finish that high. However, they're gonna keep it low key. They're gonna finish. They may actually have a good season. However, personally, actually no, I'm actually gonna put Brighton at 12th, and then I'm gonna put Forest at 11th, and then Man United Man United at 10th. Because I feel like Man United have had some pretty good additions to what they got. They got Matheus Cunha and I think they got Sesko as well. Sorry, my keyboard is absolute garbage. Like, it doesn't type some characters, so I apologize if the typing takes a little long. It doesn't type some characters. Sesko. Yeah, he is a Man United, so yeah. And Forest, I think they'll drop off compared to last season. Because I know they lost Elanga, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they lost Elanga. And I'm not sure if they lost, a lot of players. However, they did kind of drop off around the end of last season. Around the last fourth of last season. They're, 3rd place before, then they dropped to 7th. Still Europa League spot. However, it would have been Conference League if Crystal Palace didn't have the multi-club ownership. And 9th, I think after their win against Man City, after Crystal Palace's win against Man City in the FA Cup final and Liverpool in the Community Shield, I think they're gonna have an above average season. I genuinely do think they're gonna have an above average season. I'm saying that they finish. I'm gonna say that they finish 9th place, and then in 8th place, I'm gonna say Newcastle. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say Newcastle. I'm gonna actually go 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. What the fuck, bro? How have I not used Fulham yet? How have I not used Fulham? There's actually Fulham. What? Huh? Anyways. God. Fulham are not gonna finish 7th place. Or higher. Let me just see something real quick. So this is up to 8th place, so 12, 11, 10, 9. Oh, thank you. Okay. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Okay, so now they're gonna. My math was a math input there for a second. Anyways, by that case, based on that. Um, 12, 11, 10, 9. So I'm gonna actually change something. I'm gonna switch these two. Then I'm gonna switch this, then this. Yeah, there you go. That looks good. Okay. So yeah, that should be good now. Okay. I mean, to be fair, Fulham could finish 7th and above. They could finish 7th or above. They could, but honestly, I don't really see it. 7th, I see Tottenham doing it. They almost beat PSG actually. Yeah, they almost beat PSG, but they went Spursy and they unlocked their Spursy mode again and lost on penalties. They were 2-0 up until the 84th minute, and they somehow managed to fumble it. I don't know how. Like, you're 2-0 up for like most of the game, and then you just concede 2 in like the final like 10-ish minutes of the game. Then it goes to penalties, and then you just absolutely have an absolute blunder on penalties. Actually, no, I think Spurs are finishing 6th, and then 7th place is going to be Newcastle. Newcastle have had a pretty bad transfer window, let's be honest. Tottenham are going to finish 6th, and then, yeah, 5th will be Newcastle. Newcastle have had a pretty subpar transfer window. They've had all their transfer targets they've tried to get. They've lost. Like, they've lost every transfer target they've tried to get so far. Except for, like, Elanga and, like Aaron Ramsdale. But those are, like, the only two exceptions. Like they try to get Matthias Cunha, they try to get Mbeumo, they try to get James Trafford, they try to get there's so many players I can't even think of them all. They try to get Ekitike. Like, the amount of players they try to get is crazy. Yeah, they still fumbled all of them. I still think they're gonna finish quite high in the Premier League because they have some decent players. Plus, they still have Eddie Howe. However, like, I don't think they're gonna finish as well as they did last year. You know, I think Aston Villa will finish 6th behind Tottenham. So yeah, Tottenham. I can't believe I changed Tottenham's place like twice. So yeah, and then 4th, the worst. I mean, supposedly the worst out of the big 3, but then I mean big 6, and then I realized Man United were there and Tottenham weren't there. So the worst of the teams we got Manchester City in 4th. They didn't really have the best Club World Cup, let's be honest. Like, they did have that one good game against. They did have that one good game against Juventus. However, like, that was it. They got eliminated early by Al Hilal. To be fair, Al Hilal did have a good squad. However, like, under Simeone and Inzaghi. However, I still think losing to a Saudi side is disappointing, especially for a team that's supposed to be one of the best in the world. And yeah, like, Man City, they're not really. I mean, Man City aren't really in the best form. They just missed out on every trophy in the first time in, I believe, 8 years. I'd like to see it. I think they missed out on every. They just came off of a season where they missed out on every trophy for the first time in 8 years. So yeah, it's pretty disappointing for them. Yeah. 3rd place, even though I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm still feeling quite pessimistic about the club. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm still feeling quite pessimistic because the problem with the club is that, sure, they've had Isak, they have had Wirtz, they've had Kirkes, they've had Frimpong. However, the problem is that their team now is too attack and oriented. Like, they need some, and I know they signed Leone. However, Mark Guehi is set to stay, as far as I'm aware. I think Mark Guehi is set to stay. But then yeah, Leone is like, and we could actually get Isak. We have a chance of getting Isak. However, I feel like our team's like too attacking oriented. It's been proven in like many games. Like, seriously, like, yeah, like, we lost to fucking Crystal Palace, for Christ's sake. We aren't winning the Premier League. We just aren't. There's no way. And then in 2nd place, it will be Arsenal. Arsenal will finish second. It's like the secret code at this point. It's it's like the place that they always finish. Phase 7 Arteta is not gonna cook. They are gonna cook. They are gonna cook, okay, but they're not gonna cook enough to win the Premier League. In first place, Chelsea. Chelsea just came off of a Club World Cup. They've been looking pretty dangerous. Caicedo, Cole Palmer, Esteval, even Robert Sanchez is good. He played like prime. He played like prime Buffon in that final, I swear. And Cucurella, so many good players in that squad. And yeah, like I do think that Chelsea are going to win the Premier League. So yeah, and maybe even the Champions League though. I think they might get eliminated in like a later phase. But yeah, like so yeah, this is my Premier League table. So yeah, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1 up there. Yeah, so when May of 2026 rolls around, I'm gonna make a video seeing how I did, and I'm gonna do a point system to see how good I did. If I get like in the exact spot and I get in the if I get in the exact section and in the exact row and the exact ranking, then I get 1 point. However, if I get it in the same row, but I get in a different spot, then it's 0.5 points. And if I get it in the same UEFA competition, like for example, if I said that this team was going to qualify for the Champions League, which I did say that, and they did, but they finished like I don't know here like 9th, and they won the Champions League somehow. Then I'd get 0.25 points. So yeah, and also like let me just do some changes real quick. Sorry, see like. Yeah, this is like the thing is kind of glitchy. There you go. I fixed them. Sorry, okay. There you go. Well, anyways, this is gonna be the end of our video. Bye, guys. Bye. Oh, sorry. I forgot to. Oh my goodness, bro.